Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Deanna, the Organized Miss, and if you're new here, thank you for joining me. Thank you for stopping. I know you can be watching any videos on the YouTube, but you stopped here, so I appreciate that. And I'm thinking if you're new, you might have found me because this is the end of 2021 and everybody is doing 2021 reviews and 2022 setups of their planner systems. And that's what this video is. This will be my 2022 setup system, what I'm doing, what I'm using. It won't necessarily have all my plans fleshed out yet because I'm going to have my whole goal planning summit on the 31st. So, but I do have the structure in place. So if you're interested in how 2021 went for me, I will link that up here somewhere or in the description box so that you can go and take a look at that. But this will be 2022. So let's get started with the master planner. So this is the, I guess, the brains of my whole system. And it is how I negotiate between all my planners. This is the planner that I design to work for me after trial and error for the first, I guess, year or so that I was in the planner community. I did a lot of experimenting with a lot of different inserts and read a lot of books. My favorite one being this one, David Allen's Getting Things Done, which I reread from time to time. It's just such a great reference book. It's really was life-changing for me in planning my personal things and for my business. I have used planning systems, project management, you know, Kanban boards and all kinds of spreadsheets for nonprofits that I've been involved with, you know, throughout my career. But as far as my own personal business, and which is only a couple years old now, and then my personal life, I never really had a system. I just used, you know, planners and notebooks and all that really since I was a senior in high school. But I really went to work in 2017 after reading that book and come up with a system for myself. And that's what this is, the heart of my system. And so I just keep it in this, an at a glance. So I had this probably 2016, just prior to, I was starting to get my memories back at the very end of 2016 after some terrible headaches and brain trauma and all the things. And I had bought this as a planner to use to try to help me remember. And so I kept this after I wasn't using that planner anymore. It was just something I think I got at Walmart and it was fine. It worked great, but I needed something different. So that's what this is. I keep using it because it's a great, it's a house. It's just a cover for it. This I make myself. I put it together every year. And here I just have some cards, Post-it notes, some flash drives, and I will throw in some stickers here from time to time. And that's what's here, me just playing with some things. Just keep them in there. This is an letter size spiral bound notebook that I make. I build the files, put it all together as one big file, and then I take it to Kinko's. They print it out, they bind it, and they put the coil on it. The covers, these are just plastic, like school notebooks. And I just cut the thing with the brads and everything off, and it's perfect. It's the perfect size. So that's what I use this for. And I do keep some papers here at the front that I'm currently working through. I have started setting this up. It is not filled out with all my goals and things because that'll be at this weekend's summit. So I do have a Christmas letter that I got. I'm gonna put that out of the way. So the first is always my cover year. I call it a year of service because I use this originally to help me map out the year of service. I'm a director for a local pageant here in Kansas, in my community, and this is how I started helping the girls work out what they wanted to accomplish that year. So, but it worked out so great, I use it for me too. So this is just a fun, printed this Post-it note from a quote that I got in a Facebook group. And I think it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect to look at that first thing. So this is a Post-it note for me to go see my grandmother at the first quarter of this year. So I put the note there just as a reminder. This was a printable. I wish I could remember where it came from, because honestly, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm pretty certain it was a free printable from, I don't know. Wish it said on the paper, but it doesn't. Well, last year I used one from Filofaxy and it worked great. I don't look at this very often. It's there for reference if I want to. So that's what it's here for, again, reference. So if you saw my 2021 setup video, or my 2021 recap, these are going to be very similar. There's not a whole lot of changes yet. But if you haven't seen it, then this is all new to you. But this is my goals worksheet that I will fill out at my summit. So every year, my daughter and I do kind of what we call an annual summit. We started many years ago when she was a little girl. Instead of doing resolutions, we would sit down on New Year's Eve and create goals and vision boards based on those. And so as she's gotten older, that's evolved into what we call a summit. So we get together and we just work. So I use this to fill out what the annual goals are, and then I break them down quarterly, monthly, and then if I need, I just weekly, what I want to do. So this is just helpful. It's very, so I'm trying to find the right words. To me, the rest of this is not important if you don't have this. So having a plan and creating steps to accomplish all along the way and milestones to be able to track that progress is what you do with all of this. If all you have is a calendar, in my opinion, you're just marking your days. You're just going from one thing to the next. And typically what I found, what I had done previously, was whatever other people wanted me to do. I'm like, oh yeah, let me put that on my calendar. Let me do that. Let me do that. I was always doing, but I wasn't feeling as fulfilled or accomplished for myself as when I said, you know what, let me decide what I want to do, what I'm working on, how I'm going to improve and make myself my best version. And then I can do them here, and I can be available for people who need me to do other things in the times and spaces when I'm not doing my things. It was revolutionary, changed my life. So this is so important, and that's why I put it right at the front. This is an annual overview, and it's a tracker, and it's really for tracking, in my opinion, one thing. You might be able to fit more than one thing on there. And so I designed this one, but based on, it's not a unique design. Lots of people have them, but I first saw this concept in a planner or probably a Pinterest file or something. And then I was introduced to filofaxy.com. I'm going to reference that probably a lot through this video because they are a gold mine for resources, not only for people who are just getting started in their planning process and wanting to try and test out different formats to learn what works best for you, but also people who've been planning for a long time. Sometimes it's helpful to go back and try something different think about something in a new way, change your perspective, it can really open up creativity. So I do that a lot. I'll go back to the site and find some new layouts that I want to try. And sometimes I want to tweak them. Definitely I want them to fit into this format. So I do springboard off those ideas a lot. But a lot of times I'll just use the files plain. You can do that. They're free for personal use only. So I print them out and I use them in here. I use them when I'm drafting out and working out ideas and brainstorming with my girls. You're not allowed to sell them. So I don't do that. But sometimes I do create my own versions. That would be, you know, something that anybody can do, and you can alter them and make them work best for you. So that's what I did. This is my first year using this one. I think that my goal was to track my physical activity with this, like actual, you know, maybe my steps. So I got a new Apple Watch. I had one, the battery broke. I quit using it. I kind of quit tracking my ring closure thing. I want to get back on the habit of that. So in order for me to have the habit and to do that, I need to have a routine. And part of that routine for me is to write it down. Just write it down, then I can see it, and then I can develop into being automatic. And usually when things become automatic, I can fall off from doing them, from writing them down. So that's what my plan is for this one. I put a second one in, as you can see, to be my annual overview for my migraine and my headache and my shocks. I get electric shocks in my head, but also other parts of my body. But I like to track and see the pattern of when I have them, what else is going on, and then of course my pain level. I have fibromyalgia and a neurological condition. So I had this separate last year. I didn't have two of these in here like this. This is a Filofaxy insert, I think. Nope, I made this one based on Filofaxy though. Based on it. So, but you can get your own insert pretty much just like this by visiting filofaxy.com, and under the files there's all kinds of really great inserts and resources to use. But I have previously kept my migraine tracker. I do it monthly, so we'll just pull out what I use. So I've already printed them on Post-it notes, and I've stuck them down at the beginning of each month in my Hobonichi, because this is going to be my everyday carry this year. And so I'll fill one out, so I have them for every month right here at the first of the month. So this is January's, and I will put the name of the month, and then I'll write shocks, headache, migraine, and then it says pain level here, which I might put that there, but also sometimes what I track is whether or not it's rainy. Rain can affect it. So this is how I do it monthly. Then I transfer each month over into an overview like this, so I can see the whole year at a glance. And I've done that for the last couple of years. One for my own curiosity. I'm a researcher, I love data, but also to share with my doctors. So that's how I'm going to use that one. This one probably for however I want to document what I'm doing health-wise, whether it's number of steps, whether I closed my rings, or whether I just went for a walk. You know, whatever I did, I'm going to put here. I just haven't decided what that unit of measurement will be yet. My goal is to have that officially determined at the summit, which is in 2 days. But I have everything ready to go for that. And then right after this, I go right into my project planning pages. And I think I have 12 of these. I think I estimated to do one per month. So this is where I will put down what my project is and when my deadline is for it, just a description, and then any relevant contact information that I need. And then this will be the master task list for this project. So part of my goal planning summit this weekend will be determining what, maybe not all the projects yet, but either any current ongoing projects that I'm doing will get transferred to this book, and then any new projects that I want to do that are coming up, which is usually when we decide them at our summit every year. And then I will start writing the tasks I know that need to get done for this, and then as they come up, I'll add to them. So that then as I'm doing my planning each week and month, I use the getting things done method. I will come back and I will pull from this task list for this project onto my weekly kind of master overview task list. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I highly recommend the book. I'll show it to you again. And I'll go ahead and put a link in the description box for you to get it. It is, I don't know a good word to say how fantastic a book this is. There's a lot of information, and as you can see, what I've tabbed is the overview. All of this goes into more depth for each of these, but this is kind of like the summary for each of the points, which I find is very helpful. So I reference this a lot, and then when I want to do more in depth, I go here, because this is just basically this expanded. So highly recommend it. And I know a lot of people have done read-throughs and reviews of them. I never have. I talk about it frequently. I love it. I go through it usually at least once a year, paperclip things, do all kinds of stuff. I might do that again if anybody's curious. I mean, if you are, just leave a comment in the description box. Let me know if you're interested in it, because I love it. I don't mind. It wouldn't hurt my feelings, but I don't know if I need to do it. So that's what I use. That's how I use these pages. And I think it's helpful for me to share how I specifically use them, not just, oh, here's my pages, but specifically how I use them, so that maybe you can get an idea and how you could use it. And my goal is to come back after I've set it up after the summit and then kind of walk you through some of that, and maybe even as the year goes on. So next is my annual tracker, and I have 2 pages in, one that I would use for personal and one that I would use for business. And kind of, I like to use these as kind of a, when did I last, but also to make sure if it's something that has to be done every month, I can do it every month. If it's something that only has to be done once a year or once a quarter, I can still kind of see that I did it. And this would just be my reference for it. So that is how I'm planning to use this. Last year and previous years, I've had this type of tracker in here. And I think I do have one for this year, and it would be just personal only, not business. But sometimes doubling up is helpful for me in my remembering things, helpful with my memory. Oh wait, it would probably be up here maybe. Yeah. So this one specifically is a Filofaxy insert, and this is the one that I've used for the last several years. And these are my personal things. And then I would just mark it off with my monthly review when I do them. So I'm probably still going to keep this in here and do that. So it will be a duplicate, but I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't have my work things on here, so I'll probably put them there. Personal, professional. The next are weekly trackers. I had been tracking a couple different things, again, in that one. But I want to do them in here this year, and there'd just be things that need to be done once a week. And I don't really track a whole lot of things just weekly, because I have, like, if I want to see something, usually like at a glance, you know, the whole thing, then I can do it daily. It might be a daily thing, but every now and then I have things that I just need to do once a week. So that's what this is going to be for. This is my, my routines for my planners. So it's what I do at the beginning of every year, the end of the year, the beginning of the year. So we're here and getting ready to do my annual goal summit. And these are the things that I'll do at the beginning of the year, and then also the beginning of the month, because January is a new month. And then also for the beginning of the week, because I'm doing the summit this weekend. So I'll be setting up for the first week, the first month of the year. So I'll be doing all of these things. And then this is my daily routine. So I'll also be doing those things on that one specific day. And so I have them broken down. And it's really a reference just for me to go back and review it. Sometimes they have changed in years past. I've scratched them out, added new things, but for the most part, these stay the same because these are planning actions. They aren't individual tasks necessarily. You know, meal plan and prep is, but for that week, I'll actually make out a meal list. I'll actually make out, you know, the grocery list of what I need to do for that. So this is kind of like a trigger list, a reminder, but also to help me. I still struggle with memory, forgetting things, memory. I say memory loss. It's really just being able to access that part of the brain where that channel of communication kind of had some trauma to it. So I'm a lot better now, but every now and then it's good to have something to reference. So that's what this is. There's a place for me to jot down notes, specifically with regard to this. If I think of something that I want to change or add or whatnot, I can do it here. But this is also to remind me, just do a dump list. Get out a piece of paper when I'm doing this each month, year, week, day, and do my brain dump. Next, I have my time blocking schedule to create my ideal day or week. And I have this on the computer, so I print it out as my days and weeks change throughout the year. But I'm going to go ahead and try to draft out what I want my week to look like and put it here. I don't always actually put it in my planner. I have it here to remind me to do the activity, and then I just print out a new one. I'm sorry, I think my camera is shaking. See if we can fix that. Another place just for me to jot notes as I'm thinking. And then my monthly starts. So my monthly is a month on one page. I started playing around with these little stickers just to highlight these dates that are coming up. They're all, and you know, I like it. I don't know. I may continue to do that. I did cut these out on my Cricut so I'd have them. I did them this way. First I did them here and they didn't cut evenly, and then I realized my cutter wasn't off, so I had to recalibrate it. So then I did it this way. So we'll see. I might like it. I've never actually highlighted my dates like this before, so this is something new. But part of my summit will be filling all this out because none of it is filled out. And then I have my monthly tracker, and this would be those things that I want to do throughout the month and I want to see at a glance, you know, like habit-wise. So I will fill this out with these habits based on these goals up here that we determine. Where is that at? Well, it's right here. So when I break it down to what I need to do each week, then that determines what has to get done every day or, you know, every week. So that's how I use this. And then I have this content calendar, and this is every month. Every month it's set up just like this. It worked really well for me last year. The month. So this insert came from Filofaxy also. I made this one. And then I just made this on Google Sheets, I think, as a content calendar. So I'll fill in the date. It's this one because I just put it at every month, so I didn't want to create a different calendar each month, so I just use the format. So I'll date it, you know, starting the 1st, and then at the summit, I just call it summit, my daughter and I will go through what the content calendar is going to be for her. I help her with her nonprofit. I'm a board member, I guess you'd say, and I'm behind the scenes, and I do a lot of strategizing and just helping her with plan out the things. She does all the things. She's like the face of the thing. It's her nonprofit and initiative and the things that she's really passionate about. I'm passionate about helping her. So this really is dedicated to that kind of content. I do have a new planner book over there that I'm thinking about using just for her things specifically, because my tasks associated with her things are, would take over my business and personal things. So this is where we'll sketch it out, and we'll do all the task planning in that one over there. I don't know that I'll ever do a video on that. I may, but I will talk through it once we get it filled out. And then this is the work routines workflow, and I just created this. I am self-employed, so I'm a reporter, a freelance multimedia journalist. So I write for the paper, I do podcasts and videos, and so I need to have a place kind of where I can track where I'm at and what platform that project's going to. So I will do this here. These projects are all done on the computer. So I'll just list it here, and then as I get the things done, I can check them off. The goal also was to list out her things here and put them at the bottom, but since I'm gonna have this new planner for her, this is probably only gonna be my stuff. And then my weeklies. Now my weeklies have changed from last year and every year before that. I had a week on 2 pages like this, but it was the whole page of times, and so they were broken down by quarterly, not quarterly, half hours. And what I found is, I didn't need all those half-hour blocks, because I get to make my own schedule. I schedule things on the hour. And then I buffer in. If someone else wants to have a meeting on the half hour, I still schedule for myself that it starts on the hour. And that way I can, if I have to travel there, I fit that in. I can review any notes or things related to that. I just put that in as part of that appointment or whatever. So I started to use this. I'm still using my other one because I like to keep my yearly information together in one book from calendar year to calendar year for tax purposes. So, but I'm so excited to get started for this week, because technically the new year starts this week. So I've just been kind of documenting things. And where this is different, besides the 1 hour blocks, is a place for tasks. And I think I'm gonna love this, because I didn't have this on the last one. And these tasks sometimes end up in the notes, sometimes they're on post-it notes, stuck inside my bullet journal. I mean, all over the place. Again, that's fine because I'm getting them done, but I would like to see them here. So that's what this hopefully is going to help me do. This sits on my desk, and I just work on this at home. It's just my reference, but it's my master planner. It's how I look at my calendar I'll set it up for the year. And then as things go on, I'll set up my monthly. Each week I'll refer to that. And that's how this looks. So we're here. And this week is, after Christmas, so it's kind of slow. I've already done the story that I'm going to work on, that I've already finished my article, sent it to my editor. And I injured my wrist. I'm not wearing the wrist brace, trying to give it a rest. It's not broken. So for those of you that saw the previous video, it's not broken, but it is still, I've got to go maybe see a specialist at the beginning of the year. So I have dialed back all my work, and I've just been getting things done at the house, which is fine with me because they need to be done, which has given me time to make these videos. So not a whole lot, but I'm excited about it. So now the rest of my planner is very clean and ready for the new year. And it just looks like this from every week until the new month. And it's the same format every month with my tracker, my content calendar, and my workflow. And it goes all the way through December. And this is my master plan, what I'm going to use. As you can see, my little post-it note, I had just written it by hand last year, and every time the post-it would get kind of janky, I'd make a new one. And I move this forward every week, and this is just my reminder. I played Foursquare, as a kid in grade school, like probably everyone, and it just came to me one day, I don't know, a couple years ago, that moving things forward, projects forward, getting things done, it requires me sometimes just to do one thing and then pass the ball to someone else. And then they are only responsible for one thing and they can pass it to me or someone else. And if I look at it that way, one, it's not as overwhelming, like, oh, how am I going to get all this done? Well, I don't have to get it all done. But if I think that way, then I'm overwhelmed. But if I think, oh, I just need to do one thing, lob the ball, get it over into their corner, then they can do the next thing. I can go to work on something else, another project, send the ball over. So this has just been my reminder. No one else wants to drop the ball. I don't want to drop the ball. I'm going to do my part, give it to them. They're going to worry about it. And this has been just a great little reminder. Every week, just do one thing. So this is my master planner. That's it. That's all there is to it. It's my workhorse though. And then I guess the back here, what I have is, I have more of these note pages. Oh, I have a lot more. I put more in than I realized, I guess. So I just finished out the year and I thought, wow, because a book always ends on this page. So my week ended, I would have only had one page. And I thought, you know what, I want more pages than that. I didn't hardly use them at all last year, but I thought I'm going to try. So I did put them in here. Plus it rounded out the pages that were printed to a nice even number. So that's the only logic I had for that, because the amount of note pages I use in a year is going to be way more than this. So I use, spiral notebooks. I'll list things out in my bullet journal, that kind of thing. And then this is, I think I got this from my doctor. Honestly, I don't remember. But I've had several of these over the years. And it's just a meal planner. Write out what I'm going to plan. Part of my memory loss was I didn't even remember that needing to go to the grocery store, buying food, and cooking it was a thing. Like, unless someone cooked a meal and set it before me, I didn't even think about eating. And while now I actually feel hungry and I remember that eating is a thing, it's still hard for me to know what to do or how to do it. It's the weirdest thing. I used to cook all the time. Now, literally, I had celery sticks with cream cheese for dinner, which is not always healthy, but anyway, this is to help me be better. This is one of my goals for the new year, and so that's why I printed this out. And I have this on the computer, and I can print it out each week for, what my meal plan is going to be, what ingredients I have that I need, and I will list them on there, and I will make sure they're in my pantry or my refrigerator or whatever for the week. Usually do it on Sunday for the coming week. And then from that, whatever I need, I'll do my grocery list. And then I will make sure I have the things for the week. So that's it. That's my master planner. And this dictates then how I use the other ones, because this is how I plan them out. And then this stays here on my desk. My Hobonichi Weeks is going to be my everyday carry this year. And I'm going to use it a little bit different than I did last year. I'll probably end up go ahead and putting my cards in here, but I haven't done that yet. And just a couple of pockets for things. And I don't really use them that often. Last year, I had this decorated with some cute things. Probably not going to do that this year. I say that. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'll put my cards in there, but right now I just have a coffee card. And I use it also for cutting my washi. And I just have the little plastic, plastic case that comes with it in there. I like to put things in here. Last year it was something I made. This year it's something one of my sisters gave me, because coffee and books. And then I have not finished setting this up. I've started pulling together, some stickers and things that I want to look at. Or that have been given to me. And I'll just start stickering this up as the year goes on, kind of like a passport, I guess, of favorite stickers or, things that remind me of things that people give me. I don't use this. Last year I had put my goals and things that I wanted to track and keep kind of center front of mind with my health, because I used my Hobonichi to track some things that I was, health-wise last year. This year I'm going to use it more as an everyday carry. And so I'm not sure if I'm going to put something over this yet or not, because I don't have a purpose for it, but also I don't look at it. So, like, hardly ever. So this doesn't bother me because it just usually doesn't even get opened. This tracker page, though, I want to use. I was last year using it to track patterns between my health conditions and looking for how things kind of, what's the word, when they happen at the same time? I can't think of the word, but when they go together, the comorbidity of things, I guess is the right word. I'm not going to use it this way this year. I thought about using it for my exercise or my rings closing, but I definitely want to do it in my master planner. If I did it in this one, it would just be a duplicate. But having a tracker that I look at is very motivating and encouraging. I don't look at it as like, oh gosh, another thing to fill out. Like, I look at it as, oh, look at my progress. And so I think it would be helpful for that case. Obviously, my watch does tracking for me, so I can just open it up and look at it and open the app and see, hey, what's my streak here? My steps, what have I been averaging, that kind of thing. But I do want to use this because it is motivational just to flip and look at it. So I'm not sure if I will put my workouts or my number of steps here. Whatever I determine to be the unit of measurement that I want to use is what I'll do. I could change it every month, but for me, then that defeats the purpose of having an overview. Like, if I just want to track something for the month, I would print out another one of these and make it specific to the thing that I was tracking that month, because then I would just have the 1 month data. I wouldn't need to have a whole year just for 1 month. So I'm not sure. Hey, if you have an idea what I could use it for, like what you use, and it's going to be for my health. Like, I know that, but like what measurement I'm going to use to track. Hey, feel free to drop that in the comment box. But that's my goal here. So I just have the little paper clip here. One, because as the months of the year go on, I will paper clip them together so that this is kind of like, I'm a texture person, real tactile. So this will help me just grab it and flip to it. And then we are here, and I have not set this up because I just got this in the mail like last week. So I haven't used it. I just started using it this week. I paper clipped all the other pages together. I don't know if I will go back and back plan. I don't feel like it right now, but who knows? And then I have put one sticker down here. I think I put a couple that I had in last year's planner that I just never stuck down. And I'm like, what's the purpose in that? I want to see it. I want to enjoy it. Stick it down. So I just went through and stuck a couple of stickers down. Not a lot, just because I had them. And I just thought, you know what? I'll look at them this year when I get there. So at the summit, I'll start filling this one in. And then I did start this week, because that's the 1st, right? We want to start the new calendar on the 1st. So I thought, I'm going to use it for this week, but I don't have a lot going on. I've already done my work for the week, so. And then my migraine tracker, this is it starts on January. This is January's. December's I have in my archive already, and I'll just go to that and finish filling it out because I only have a couple days left. So that's it. That's how I've set it up. And then I have, at the beginning of each month, I went ahead and printed all my trackers on Post-its, and just stuck them down at the week where each month begins, just so it'll be there ready for me. In this last year, maybe even the last 2 years, what I have done with this, because this was my everyday carry, is I made these little, let's see, where is it? These little monthly, like month at a glance, yeah, just like a month at a glance kind of, well, now that I'm looking for it, I won't find it. Ah, here it is. Laminated these little calendars. So I just kind of made them like a theme for the month. And so December, my daughter and I went to New York City and we did Miss America. So I made this one less Christmas-like, but, and then on the back of it, I put this tracker. And so when I'm done at each month, then I take this and I fill out my annual overview, which the one that this is going to go in is already in the archive, but the one for this coming year is right here. And then I just have a system of tracking them. So then I can look at it, the whole thing, a year at a glance. So that's what this is. This information here will get transferred to this one for 2022. And I've done this for the last several years, and it's so helpful for just seeing everything, the big picture. And that's it. I think that is all. Oh yeah, at the back. So at the notes section, I have not used the notes section very much in the last couple of years. So I want to use it more, especially also because this is going to be my everyday carry, and where before I would just be able to write notes there. I'm going to have this. So I just put a little tab on it to turn to. I do keep these little running task lists. These are usually what I keep in there weekly. I had to hole punch them and kept them in my ring binder when I was carrying it around. But now, since this is going to be that everyday carry, right now it's paper clipped in. I don't know if I'll just keep it back here in this section or if I will tip it in each week. Right now I'm writing it on here, so I'm still kind of playing like how we want to divide up the sections. I definitely want to have this tracker will move with me week to week. But I also have, I think they're in last year's Hobonichi, that I want to put my habits down. So this is tracking my headaches. Then I want to have a slightly different one that does my habits. So we'll see. I haven't 100% settled on that. And so this will either tip in there or I'll keep it here. And then this just gets thrown away when I can flip it over and use both sides. And then once it's filled up or I get tired of looking at it, I want to start a new one, I throw this away and I put another one in. I just made this in like Google Docs or something. And I just inserted a little, you can put a little checkbox there from a line. I made the page columns, and I did 2 columns. And then when I saved it as a PDF, so there was 2 long columns there. When I go to print it, I select 2 per page, and then it gives me 4, the smaller ones. It like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Does that make sense? 2 instead of 2 on one page, they're 2 per square. Maybe I do 4, and they come out this size. They're perfect. It's perfect. So that's how I do that. Like if you want that, let me know. It's just a free, I made it. I can put it in the description as like a free download if you want it. It's simple and easy, but it's the perfect size for Hobonichi. So that's what I'm going to use as my task list. And then here, I'm either going to use it as a, like if I want a daily, because I don't always use dailies. Like this will work pretty good for me. But on the occasion, and it does happen, that I have a lot more things to write down, I can use this, or I use it as parking spots. So like this is just me drafting out. I'm not a drawer. I'm not artistic that way. This is me kind of drafting out the dimensions of my room for some furniture maybe that I want to get. I'm sitting with how that's going to change the layout. I haven't committed yet, so it's there for me. But that's what I'm thinking about using these for, is just daily or parking spots for note pages. I got the regular. This is not the mega. And then I added the pocket here. I think I have one up the front. Somehow I ended up with extra pockets. I don't know if they give you that many for all of them, but so I have this one here for stickers. Usually there's some kind of vinyl or something, but I could put a little note there if I needed. I have another one here. I haven't decided where to stick it down, so for now it's there. This one is on the plastic cover, but here is where I leave. I do have these templates that I never use. I'll say never, rarely. But I have them there in case I want to use them. And I had been keeping my stickers back here last year. I just tucked them in back here. But this year I decided to do something different. And because I don't slide this in the secretarial pocket, some people do. I just leave it out like that. I decided to tuck my stickers in there. And so I just made this little pocket. It was out of an envelope. It was an envelope, or no, it was a bag. That's what it was. And so I just cut it and laminated over it, but I left it, I sliced it here. I trimmed it. I guess I trimmed it on both these two sides, so it would be like this style pocket. So I can just stick my stickers in here. And I have quite a few. And they're the types that I would use kind of on a more consistent basis. Obviously, got to have the headaches and coffee things. And then some of the smaller ones I put a larger pocket here and tuck some more kind of just that I wanted right here. And then, you know, all these little bitty freebies and stuff that you get with things. I put a real tiny little pocket, just a short one right there, so that they're just kind of sitting there. Because if you put the big ones they get down there, they're hard to pull out. So anyway, that is what I've done. So I like it so far. It's, you know, I don't know. I think it might be easier for me to get to this way, because here I was always like, you know, trying to. And look, you can only fit so many stickers in there. I probably don't need to carry this many around with me, but that is all the stickers that I will have on the go with me. And I leave the rest at home. But every now and then I just want to put a sticker down when I'm out and about. So I have that. And that's that. This is my everyday carry this year, which means my Filofax Malden, which was my everyday carry for the last couple years, is starting out the year sitting on the bench. Not really, but kind of. I'm still going to have it within reach. I've got my little planner cart over there, and it's just sitting right there on that little drawer shelf thing. But I'm going to use it more for reference. And I had my monthlies in here every month. I just took all of them. I had taken all of, but December is still in here. I did print 2022s. I haven't cut them yet because I'm waiting for a new blade from, I had to order one online because mine is tearing up my papers. So, and I didn't want to cut these all with scissors. So I did print them. I may put them in there, but I actually used these to do all my forward planning last year. For like anytime I had an appointment, it went in here, everything. And then I transferred it to my master planner when I got home. But because this was with me, this is the thing that I had to write things in. I'm going to use this one this year. So, I mean, sometimes I cross, you know, I'll double up, but so for now, this is just looking like it's going to be a, the word I'm thinking of is for reference. I mean, obviously I do my little crafting some in here, and I don't feel led to change out any of my dividers or anything right now, so they're all going to stay. I do have my planning routines and reviews in here, my stickers, and I did put in 1 month's worth of, these are undated, you know, just a weekly for pre-planning or meal planning. Kind of is probably what I thought I was going to do with them, because I wouldn't need to do that in my everyday carry. But when I'm sitting at home, if I just want to draft this out when I'm planning at home. And I just put 1 month's worth in. I don't know if I'll use them, so that's why I didn't want to put any more in. And then for daily, I just have places for notes, and they're pretty much not dailies like what I would do in my bullet journal for like memory keeping stuff. It would just be notes on the go, throw them away when I'm done. I don't need to keep them in there. A couple of, I had used these, it was the Post-it itself maybe came Planning with Aloe, I think, and then I entered my own things in that I wanted to track. And I may still use these, which is why I put them in here. But a lot of just paper, notes, pages, lists. I do have some meal ideas, more of these things I cut off from other inserts that I didn't want to throw away, so I just put in there, like my list things. These are meal ideas that my daughter likes, so have those on hand. A list of scripture, kind of like affirmations that I can meditate on each week, and I can pull one. These are from Victoria Thatcher, and they may still be in her drive. I'm not sure, but I had printed this out some time ago and had in here, so I just keep it and I reference it. I don't check it off. I don't do anything else with it except go, oh, this is, I'm going to meditate on that one. More notes and Post-its. That's all that one's for. Mostly they were in here when I was everyday, you know, it's my everyday carry when I just need notes, but I'm leaving them in for now, but it's just going to stay on my desk. And then my project, these were just my project lists of things that I was working on. I don't actually do my project work in the planner. It's usually all done on a computer. But I would keep the lists in here, and I would use them as placeholders when I had ideas or things I wanted to do. I would, like a parking spot, I would put the Post-it note on there. And it's by project, so I know that. This was my 2021 pageant appearance things that I went to with the girls. And I have one for 2022 also. I haven't put it in here yet. I didn't put it in here because I was thinking I was going to put it in my master planner. And I may still put one in here. What I mean is just a reference. Just because I like to look at that separate from my other tracker. And these are video ideas of things. Like, I write them down. I don't think they have to be top secret. Content ideas, they're just things that I thought I can share what I do and how it works for me, and maybe how you could use it, or update it, or, you know, change it, how you could do it to make it work for you. So these are all the big plans I have coming up. We'll see how it works, but I'm off to a great start. And then these projects were finished. So since I haven't set up my new projects yet for the year, I'll do that this weekend. They will go in here once I have them. They're basically, it's a reference. It'll be a reference list. And then doctor contact information, kind of how the last appointment went. If I have any referral information, goes there. This, I showed you that. How I'm going to keep my migraine headache tracker, annual overview at a glance. Another Post-it note I made because I like to remind myself of this. This was came to me at a time when I really needed it, and I've just held on to it. Just as a reminder that when my words weren't available and my mind wasn't working the way that it always had before, I could still listen to my feelings, my emotions, what was my body telling me, and that never steered me wrong. So just a reminder, and I think it's not just for me, anybody, pay attention to your body, listen to your body. It can tell you so much. So this was my new tracker. So I kept track of my weight. And I've done that for a couple of years just because I'm on some medication that causes it to go up, go down, go up, go down. I don't like it. It doesn't matter. I got to track it anyway. So I have a new one of those. I have already taken most all of 2021 and I have an archive planner that I put things in. So that's where all the other ones have gone. And then just extra Post-its that I can come to and pull them out and use them as I need. Little pocket, I can tuck things in. I just have some cash there. I guess if this isn't going to be my everyday carry, I might need to move it over. It was like a fly leaf, but I made this and I love to look at it, so I keep it in there. Photos I love to look at, my daughter and people that I love, and some cards. I carried these around. I don't know why, because all this is information that I can get readily on the internet. Well, I say readily. There's some people, their direct contact information is not put on the internet. That's always good to have cards for that. So I do have some of that in there. And a few more Post-it notes. And that's it. I don't use this. I use this a lot. This ruler, not as a page marker per se. I think I did at one time. I used it as my, look at that, daily. There's a sticker on there still. And it's how I flip straight to my daily. But I use it to pull it out for when I need to measure things. So that stays there. And that is that. So I still will reference this, but I won't need to carry it around with me as much. But I do love to look at it. I do love to, put in fun things and stickers and layer things. So this never really goes that far. It never really goes away. I keep some stickers in there and some, I carried my cards in here when it was kind of functioned as a wallet. So that's that. That's my 2022 setup. And oh, I forgot my bullet journal. It's not changing. It's exactly the same. So if you want to see what's in it, my 2021 year in review, I flipped through this, but because I've only used half of it, there's no point in me getting a new book. So I'm going to keep using this as my creative planner, kind of like a junk journal sort of, but that's that. So thank you for letting me talk through this with you. If you got something from it, good. Thumbs up. If you liked it, if you like more of these, that would be great. Just let me know. If you'd hit subscribe and the bell, you'll know when I get more videos posted. I plan to make one more in this kind of series of 21-22 year in the review and preview once I finish the summit and I filled out my project pages and things, and actually walk you through how I'm using them with those projects. So maybe that would be in another week or so, maybe another week. Anyway, thank you very much. Have a happy new year, and please drop a comment if you have a channel so that I can go watch your videos. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.